Welcome to the No Filter Fitness of Moms Who Lift podcast, where we bring you real people, real stories, with an action plan to match your goals. Hello, everyone. We're back again for another episode of Moms Who Lift. So today we're going to talk about the importance of a support system and why you need one, why you may need a coach, why you may need a friend, maybe your dog, something to help you along the way of the tedious journey of weight loss. So take it away, Elle.
A support system, not just weight loss, I think for everything. Because we start and it's exciting. Anything is exciting to start any new project, but to stay the course, to get to somewhat of a, not a finish line, but just somewhat of some kind of a result and then maintain it and get a new one requires consistency and it requires consistent progression. And in order to stay there, you need someone to either encourage you or, help you get to that next step, show you what are the next steps to take to get further, or to stay, at least to hold on to what you have achieved already. That's for weight loss too. Not only you need to lose weight, you need to find a way to maintain it or just stay at that weight and not, gain all the weight back that you've already lost or struggle with staying at that certain weight. Same with fitness. You've achieved, let's say you trained for, some kind of an event and you've achieved a certain athletic performance. How much of that performance can you sustain with the regular training? How much really you need to sustain with regular training? And what's your next step? So that's why we need some kind of support system. A friend that does it with you and you kind of decide together, or you do together classes, or you just do competitions together, just train together, just meet at the gym or at the park, wherever you are all the time. Or maybe a group. So you meet with a group, you train with a group. That's why group fitness was great, and it was a lot of support. You meet with the same people at the same classes several times a week. Or a coach, the one that you meet, regularly, either online or in person, and they put you through a workout. You guys either set up what your next week is going to look like, not necessarily with that coach, but even by yourself, or you set up a longer plan of what you're trying to achieve in the next few weeks. When you're by yourself, you start doubting yourself, I think, and you find all the different reasons of why you're going to skip today, and then it becomes tomorrow, and so forth. So it's huge. It's huge to have a support system. And now in our current, life, it's even more important.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. So a couple things came to mind as you were talking. One is, I have to tell you, I can see very clear with my glasses. Very clear. You know why? Because I took out the lenses. And now I have crystal clear vision, okay? So that's number one. Number two. Number two. So I'm going to start off with like a few things about support systems.
Finally, you see me clear.
I can see very clear. Crystal clear.
After all the years, that's good.
I can see. I'm going to start off with a bit of a story that I about myself and that I went through, and that may resonate with a few individuals. And it's going to come down to support systems. So with support systems, when you, like with me, when I was on my multiple journeys of weight loss, getting strong, all of the things that I went through, I'm the type of individual that likes to kind of learn on my own, and I do things on my own terms, right? So did I have success? Yeah, I had success, but I also had success for short-term periods because I did not have the proper support system when I was implementing, my certain habits and my certain lifestyle that I wanted to do. At that time, obviously, my friends and family did not work out. They're like, "What the hell are you going to the gym for? Why do you need to work out? You're gonna look like a man because you're lifting weights." Oh my goodness, yeah, okay. That's one. What? Let me tell you, ladies, you will not look like a man, no matter how much you try no matter how much weight you're gonna lift, you will never get there. It's just not humanly possible unless you're gonna take steroids, which I'm pretty sure you will not. So number one is gonna come down to your support system that you have, literally your internal support system. It's either gonna be your spouse, it's gonna be your boyfriend, girlfriend, it's gonna be your friends, and it's gonna be your coworkers. Most individuals, unless you are in a group that is physically fit, likes to be active, and understands the importance of healthy eating, they will, not intentionally, derail you from what it is that you're trying to achieve. And if you're going to be around those individuals, I will let you know that you either will not succeed wherever you're trying to go, or if you do get to a certain point, you're going to revert back because you will never have that support system that's going to push you to be able to move forward and understand why it is that you're doing something, regardless, you understanding why you're doing it yourself. So it is extremely important to surround yourself with individuals. And I'm not saying get rid of the ones you have. Maybe you may need to, you may have to, depends. But you do need to start to surround yourself with individuals that have the same type of habits that you're trying to build and are able to support you along this journey, because it is going to be a lifelong journey, right? So as I mentioned, group fitness, yes, it's a great support system. Majority of the individuals that you're going to see or meet there. And even if you are not like, an outgoing individual and you're kind of like scared of people like I am, okay, trust me, you're going to meet people. They'll be fine. They don't bite. But, you got to put yourself in those environments that have the same ambitions as you. That's number one. Number two, this is coming down to obviously, on the exercise part. On the food part, it is even more so important, especially being in a house. If you are the one who is, if you're the one who's in charge of almost like doing the shopping and cooking, it's going to be more easier in a sense for you to start, right? But the individuals that you live with, right, they may not take what you're doing very in a good manner, right? They may want you to say, "Why are we eating this today?" Or "Why? Let's go out to eat to this restaurant," or whatever the case. Let's go out and drink, right, with your girlfriends, whatever, buddies. It doesn't matter. These type of behaviors, it's okay in moderation, but typically when you're trying to lose weight, or if you have especially a lot of weight to lose, these nonstop repetitions of that type of behavior is going to literally just haul you and not allow you to move forward, right? So the importance of having then a coach, which is something that I think is extremely important, and it could be not even a coach, it could be also a support system. It could be a group of people, and it could be, yes, a friend, but at the same time, your friend could also derail you. You know why? Because even if the two of you, even though your friend may be so supportive of what it is that you're doing, they may not understand the back end or the psychology portion of some of it. And they may, not intentionally, just be like, oh, it's just one time, let's go grab that pizza, right? More so where it becomes important that your coach is very subjective. They are there to make sure that not only do you achieve what it is that you want to achieve, they are able to support you during these very hard times where, if you're struggling with being able to, not go out on a regular basis to eat pizza, or you're having a problem where, your family doesn't support you. And I had a client who did that. Her own mom was derailing her own goals by telling her, why is she doing this? This is pointless. She will never achieve it. It's too difficult. Guess what? Yeah, it's difficult to lose weight, but nevertheless, her mom didn't want her to fail. Her mom just doesn't understand that difference, right? What it is she's trying to achieve. And having a coach where I'm able to explain certain things and still continue to be the only support system that person has to move that individual forward, guess what? They're able to achieve their results. They're better understand what it is that they're trying to do. And eventually, it's a journey, right? It's a growing process. They grow and they understand what's happening and what is required for them in order to sustain this life going forward. So that's kind of my 2 cents of things.
It's very true. What you're saying is real life, and it's very true, and it's gonna happen, and it will continue happening. You, as far as like failing, you have to fail. You have to keep failing multiple times. Um, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing life is about fail. You're just gonna keep failing. You have to keep failing and failing and failing. And so, and then after those failing, you're rising. You fail, you're rising. This is life. It doesn't. It's different failures at 30, 40, 50. You're constantly struggling. So, right, having, we none of us want our kids. If you talk about mom daughter or a mom,
Hmm.
a parent child, none of us, we don't want our kids to fail, but we have to. They need to fail. They need to rise. They need to understand. Weight loss is just like that. It's a failure and success. Failure and success. You lose weight. You try to see how much weight you need to maintain, what weight is you need to maintain, what's that weight. So you may say, okay, well, I failed to maintain a certain amount of weight. Yeah, you failed, but it's because you need to understand what a sustainable weight that you need to carry, what your body can sustain without starving, or do a 4 hour workouts a day that maybe you need before your ultra marathon. You need to run for 4 hours because of your ultra marathon, but you don't need to be running 4 hours a day. So that's as far as failing and succeeding. And your coach is the one that will explain to you and will show you what's the difference, or kind of like try to teach you what's the difference between. Of course, you're allowed to go out and have an occasional pizza, whatever the fuck you're craving, or whatever the word is you're doing. But it needs to be determined by you. You need to plan. It's all about planning. You got to feel like you're planning. You decide which day of the week you're gonna do it. It's not okay. Oh well, it's Tuesday. Well, that's gonna be my cheat day. Nope, nope, cannot do that. Oh, I planned that I'm gonna be eating this, but my food delivery got delayed. Okay, fuck that bullshit. That's an excuse. No, you gotta plan your things. You're only gonna do. You're gonna even plan your food deliveries. You have to plan everything when it comes to your training and to your nutrition. You cannot ballpark it. Yeah, you can ballpark out your date. Okay, we're gonna go out and we're gonna see how it goes. Maybe we will have sex, maybe we won't. But it's not. But
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm serious. But I mean, you can ballpark that,
I
but
like I
not your.
like I like this. So basically we're gonna compare
We're gonna compare
we're gonna
everything.
compare having sex to eating.
Yes,
I
because
got you.
both require emotional signal, right? You're either hungry or you're not hungry.
For
You
some, they
either
don't need the emotional. They're just trying to
well,
relieve
n-
some sort of
no,
tension.
well, that's I don't know. That maybe I don't go there because I'm not a sex therapist. But I can tell you with food, yes, we're talking about some emotional signals, and maybe we should have a whole conversation about that. But I'm talking about planning. Yeah, it has become so important to me from seeing my clients, from seeing just people around and that sharing with me their success and not so successful stories, from seeing myself had to change the way I eat based on now what's going on. It is about you got to plan. If you don't plan, you're going to fail. Why would you want to just set up yourself for failure? I'm not saying you're not gonna fail. You're gonna fail even when you were planning. But why you wanna set yourself up for failure?
Yeah.
Got a plan. So again, so when you plan, how do you plan? Your coach can help you. Your friends, I mean, your support system can help you. So talking about the exercise, think about the group fitness, right? As far as planning of an exercise, your group exercise director or someone in charge plans those classes, correct? So it's already planned for you. Your friends or whoever you like, the group of people that go to classes, they say, okay, well, I see you, in a Wednesday boot camp, right? So this is already planned. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going for those classes. It's planned. That's why it doesn't fail. Imagine you by yourself. And I'm not just saying you should do group fitness only. No. Let's say you plan by yourself. Okay, I'm going to be lifting weights on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come Monday, oh my God, I'm so tired. I didn't have a good night's sleep. I had nightmares, so my kids were crying or, couldn't fall asleep. I'm just going to, I can't do it today. Tomorrow it's going to be, see, already. Now, we can discuss, is it a valid excuse? Well, maybe you need to see a doctor because your blood pressure is like 200 over 150 because you didn't sleep. I don't know. I'm not saying for you, go get your ass and start lifting. But I am saying get your ass and start lifting. So it is becomes where you really need someone objective to tell you, hey, it's every Monday because Sunday seems to be a stressful night for you. Do not plan on lifting weights on Monday at 5 a.m. You ain't going to be doing it. So let's start. So, but you need someone that objective if you're not able to do it yourself to do it. So yes, support system is
I was
huge
gonna,
in so many ways.
yeah, I was gonna say this comes down to accountability, and so there's a difference between having a friend and a group, right? To some degree, because if you have a friend that you and a friend are trying to get healthy together, and you plan certain days to go and exercise, and you plan a certain way that you're gonna eat together, right? And you're kind of supporting each other, that's great. But guess what? That friend is on the same line as you. And so it's very easy for your friend to get discouraged, right? And not want to do it. And it's going to be very easy for their friend to convince you to go along with whatever your friend wants to do as well.
Yes.
Now, the difference between your friend and having an actual accountability with a coach, the coach does not get, you're not going to convince the coach you want to lay on the couch and eat pizza today.
Well,
Your
maybe
coach
you have
is
coaches that like that. I know that there are some coaches that just like that, especially with especially with the online shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be very funky with the online coaches. Everyone seems to be an online coach. Of course, it's easy online. Who the fuck knows what you do offline?
that's true. But yeah, I mean, in reality, like we're talking about, having the accountability where to some degree, let's discuss type of coaches. Yes, there's different types of coaches, right? And you want to obviously make sure that the coach you're going to get has, I would say, the best interest in your success. And it's not about, oh, here's your diet, go do it. Or here
Hmm.
is a workout, see ya in several weeks, right? The biggest component of what a coach is supposed to do is a coach is supposed to follow up with you and make sure that you're accountable. And that accountability for majority of the people is going to be almost on a day-to-day basis. How many coaches that, can say that they're going to do that? Not many, I'll tell you, that's for sure. But that's the difference that's going to set apart, what kind of results you're going to get, what kind of support system you have or that you're planning to get as well based on that coach. So, we're going back to, the different types of support systems that you need and what's required. And that's the biggest component is making sure that one, yes, you have accountability, right? Accountability almost on a day-to-day or even weekly basis from someone who is objective, like a coach. It would be nice to have a friend or a group of people who are at least doing kind of what you're setting out to do, because the research does show, by the way, that if your friends, it's been shown 100%, if you're overweight and you're in a group of friends or family that is overweight, you're going to stay there because their habits are going to be your habits. And it's going to be extremely difficult for you to detach yourself from that group, right? Something that you're constantly doing day to day with them and go and do something else. So the best, or you can say you want to accelerate your results, you do need to detach yourself from that group, and you really need to attach yourself to a group that has the same goals as you, and someone who is fit and someone who does live a certain lifestyle, or that has the same ambitions as you and has been through that journey and knows what it takes to get there. And that individual will allow you to almost rise up from where you are, in a sense. I mean, it's just the reality of things. You know what I mean? So is it hard to do? To some degree. Some people may not want to, go seek out these individuals, which is fine. But at the same time, you don't even have to seek out those individuals, right? You can, starting, like you said, going, if you get yourself into some sort of a group setting where they exercise, that is kind of your motivation. You're going to
Yes.
see these wonderful transformations that are happening, and we're not talking about group fitness as in you're having 30 people in a group. It could be a small group settings. It could be small group trainings. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be even one-on-one. The point is, you got to get yourself and set yourself up in the right environment. Your environment will always dictate your results. And if you're in a shitty environment right now, I'm sorry to say it, you're going to continue to stay there unless something is going to change. Especially if you live with an individual, and I'm just going to get down to spouses, I'm going to get down to relationships with people, because if your spouse is overweight and your spouse does not want to exercise, you're going to have a very difficult time being fit, trying to maintain that lifestyle while your partner does not want to do that. You will hit certain roadblocks at some point that either you're going to say, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. I'm going back to, to make my spouse happy, go out to eat, whatever the case may be, not spend
Hmm.
my time going to the gym or exercising and spending my time with the spouse. Or you're going to say, hey, spouse, this is my life. Get on board with me. Do you know what I mean? And and honestly, the people, Elle, I mean, you can probably testify to it. The spouses that, in a sense, or at least the individuals that are together, if they exercise together and they live a very similar lifestyle, they typically are able to maintain what they have, right? But if they're on
Yes.
totally different spectrums, oh man, it's going to be a rocky freaking road. I'll tell you right now. Like it's just a reality. And it doesn't even have to be a spouse. It could be even you living with friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Your roommates.
It comes to
Very
environment.
similar.
I mean, it comes to environment. I mean, being general, yes, it comes to environment. Have I seen people, spouses that one exercises, one doesn't, and one support the one that exercises? Yeah, I've seen some. Have I seen people that basically um, becomes a family argument? Well, why are you going to the gym? And
Oh yes.
of course, absolutely. Again, coming
But even the ones that don't exercise, the concept is that they support, meaning they don't purposefully derail that individual. But I don't want to say
right.
purposefully, but they are supporting, meaning, hey, you need 2 hours to go to the gym, go. You want to eat your broccoli, eat your broccoli. I love you the way
Yes,
you are. I will support you, whatever. It's a support. They're a support. Maybe it's difficult. It might be difficult for that individual, when they start having certain roadblocks and there's certain food in the house, maybe, and they're like,
yes,
oh,
that
I don't want to
becomes
go to the
exact.
gym. And if the
So
spouse
where,
doesn't understand, they're like, oh, you don't have to. Just stay home
right?
today. Guess what? This is where it becomes a very slippery slope, because your support system, in a sense, that what's supporting you is gonna not support you at that point.
Not so, well. I mean, again, right? Absolutely. It becomes to you. It be, it becomes
I
that
got to
what
take
you
these
need
off
next.
now.
Mm.
The glasses are
Uh,
coming off.
oh, now see. Now you cannot see me clearly. That's good. I'm better looking blurry anyway. Um,
Oh no.
uh, so yes, oh, you're right. Well, this is when, but this you're right. I mean, this is where it becomes you need. But where I know I'm mumbling. At some point, I also from working with people, and let's save that situation being general. The spouse that yes, you go to the gym because if you don't go to the gym, you're in a bad mood, and then when you're in a bad mood, you put
Mm.
me in a just go to the gym or whatever. Exercise,
I will
eat your broccoli.
drive you there and
I
drop
will,
you
but right, I will drive you there. Like, but I am gonna have my candy, or I am gonna have my pizza. I'm gonna have my wings. So the other person says, well, you know what? And I couldn't, and it was there, and I just ate it, and it's all
off.
my
Hmm.
spouse's fault. Well, here's the thing. Yes, then it becomes at which point we have to take personal responsibility. This is when I become, again, I'm just saying in general from personal experience, I get a little tough because I say, okay, life is just, not perfect. Your spouse supports you enough. Is family fitness important? Well, maybe you should try gently to, to help your spouse to get healthy too. Maybe your spouse should not be eating wings every night or every other night and drinking beer. So you don't, but you shouldn't be supporting them just so you don't get tempted. It's a difficult
It
situation.
needs
Not
to be
situation.
a
It's
yes. It needs to be
you need
a
to
both road, meaning like,
both
hey
of
spouse,
so
I'm this is what I'm trying to maintain. What you're doing is very difficult, right? And it's sometimes derailing me, but at the same time, I love you so much and I care so much about you that hey, maybe this is not the best option. You know what I mean? I deeply care. I don't want you to end up with a
uh,
in a I don't know,
someone,
heart attack,
but
three
yes,
years down the road, right?
at the end of the day, it's a self responsibility. You cannot make someone get healthy. You cannot make someone change
No.
what they eat. I mean, if you're with someone or with a friend that you're not, that are the only group of friends that you want, you to have a hard time meeting, individuals that like, similar minded and that will help you, then it's about taking self responsibility. Then you definitely need a coach or at least one person that can help you, even like explain, okay, well, you can only do so much. You can only lead your horse to water. You cannot make it drink. You know what? Your friend's gonna go out and they're gonna maybe go out 3 times a week. If you go out with them once, okay, and they're gonna make fun of you for asking for your chicken without any sauce, okay, then you have to suck it up and just being made fun of. This is it. This is what your choice is. I'm not
Or
saying it's the
your
right or
choice is also not to suck it up and tell your friends that hey, if they're your friends, this is your lifestyle. You would appreciate them not to open their mouth and criticize you, just like you don't criticize them. So guess what?
that.
It also depends on the individual,
Yeah.
and sometimes being nice is gonna really, you can say, kick you in your ass, right, and derail you for things. So you got to understand. You got
But
trial
you
and
make,
error,
I mean,
trial and
the
error, right there.
trial and error. But I can tell you, if I hate to be the person that like rains on the parade, people's parade, or I end up being one because I'm very real and I just tell as it is. And at the end of the day, they hate me. But guess what? They succeed because at the end of the day, yeah, this is life. You ain't
Right.
gonna change it. So you're gonna find,
The
fuck it,
only thing
I'm
you
not
can
gonna go
change is yourself. You're not going to change
yourself.
the people around you, but you can change yourself in your environment. So it is
So
up to you to
here's your
decide
what
where your goal, what your goal is, what is truly, where is that true roadblocks, right? You're gonna have a lot of roadblocks all the time, but it's also understanding, how important, like let's talk about, to what degree,
chosen.
to what degree you want to, say, aspire to lose weight, right? Some people may want to get to the stage. Well, guess what? Getting to the stage, as in being a fitness model, is a very different feat than you losing 10 pounds to fit into your jeans, right?
Yes.
And what's going to require, your family or your spouses or whatever, your friends may be supportive for that healthy 10-pound weight loss. But if you decide to go past that 10-pound weight loss and you're now needing to almost, in a sense, dedicate half of your time to achieve another goal, and they're not supportive of you for doing that, that's another roadblock you're going to have to think about.
Oh, but
It's
again, right. But you need to understand. You need to understand what is there that achievable goal, sustainable goal. Do you really want it? Is that what you want, or you just so so fucked up in the head at this point that you just want to continue to lose weight and you'll use any excuse? Okay, yes, I'm gonna go on the stage. I've seen it all. Yeah, and I've seen it all. And I'm just, talking in general terms. I think it's one step at a time. I think it's looking at things as they are now and setting a short-term goals. At the end of the day, you set a short-term goals. You
yeah,
see, you progress, you discuss, and then you see where your heart lies. I mean, what do you want to do next? It's about what do you want to do next. So, and yes, absolutely. If you decide, you know what, I always want to be shredded. I just wanted to be. I wanted to see my fucking abs. I want that photo shoot. I really do. I want. So then you say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. This is my timeline for that. This is the steps that I'm gonna take. I have a coach, or I have like, support system, whatever, that we're all gonna do it. We're gonna be doing it for this step. It's gonna take me 3 months, 4, 5, 6. You set up, you show the plan, because without the plan, your wish or your goal is just a wish, right? So you
Exactly.
set up a plan, just go on that fucking stage or wherever you want to go. If there is going to be ever a stage anymore, respect and continue.
Doesn't have to be a stage. It could be a platform. Let me tell you,
Platform.
some people some people don't want to parade in bathing suits.
They rather parade in onesies.
They'd rather parade in a onesie, lift some heavy weights. You could even be a onesie and do triathlons. Okay,
Right.
there are so many ways to go about your fitness goals, and
Girl, yes.
yeah, it's going to depend on what makes you
So
happy and what you want to achieve.
But at the end of the day, yes, it's support systems are important. It's important to have an objective support system. We mentioned it once, an objective.
Yeah,
Not someone, I love you anyway. Why do you need to lose weight? You're beautiful as you are. Of course,
right.
I'm gonna love you with that. But you know what? That's bullshit. Okay, it's not support system. It's
You know what?
someone that
It's
adores.
sweet. It's sweet, but that's not a support system right there.
It's someone that adores you. It's a puppy. You know what I mean? Your dog will love you anyway,
That's
no
right.
matter what you are.
As long as you give him food. Give me food. Take me outside. I love you.
Um, so, in a nutshell, yes, it's important to have support system. Someone, if you accountability from someone that understands what accountability is, and you set the goals, reach the goals, because and ultimately that's what brings us joy. Is setting the goals, reaching the goals, enjoying that moment
The process. It's a process.
the
Not even
process, and
it's
and
not
the
even
more
the goal itself at that point.
and
It's the whole journey that it took you to get there.
and go ahead and just you know to take it to the next level, whatever that next level is in your journey. But not letting anything stop you, even COVID, right?
Even
Even
comment.
COVID.
That is very true. That is very true. So the biggest, I guess, we always like to do takeaways at the end. So kind of recapping, what it is that we're talking about, and making sure the audience, the audience, understands kind of the points that we'd like to bring across, because the topics that we do discuss, they all are applicable to obviously fitness and nutrition, and they're all applicable to your journey, right? At some point, you're going to need to apply not just a diet, not just a routine to go to the gym. A lot of it is going to be, very, very psychological based too, right? And in this particular, it is your environment. So the biggest takeaway is making sure that you set up your environment, which is going to be your support system is your environment, to the best, I guess you can say, of your ability, to allow you to succeed and not derail you. And it's going to be very difficult journey, and you may not even have a journey if you don't have that support system. So as much as, if especially in the past you have tried to go on a diet, off a diet, you did, I don't know, shakes, all these gimmicks that have been sold to you, promises,
I
without
like shakes.
of real information and real
I like shakes.
support on the back end. So what, you like shakes? No, different types of shakes. We're talking about you drinking shakes all day long. You can't eat. You take one
No,
this like little can, and that's all you got, okay? But I'm talking about, just in general,
that's
like, yeah,
horrible.
I'll tell you like this, if you have been back and forth and really have struggled and not been able to maintain something, maybe this is the time for you to kind of take a step back and say, hey, did you have the right support system? Did you have people in your life that were rooting for you? Did you have a coach that was able to get you past that excited stage, right? We get too excited. We're like, yes, I'm going to do it all the way. And like two
I
weeks
lost
into it, you're
five
like,
pounds.
fuck that shit.
I lost
Right?
5 pounds in 1 week. I'm so excited. I'm so light. I lost 5 pounds in 1 week. 5 pounds in 1 day.
Yes, very easy. Very easy to do. But again, that's your water weight, not your fat loss. So, that's something we've
Right.
we're going to touch on again as well. But yeah, it's just making sure that, you may be thinking about that. Hey, I kind of tried everything, nothing worked, but guess what? You trying everything, maybe it may have been that you never had that support system that you
Right
really truly
environment.
need. You need to have that right environment. And guess what? Even if your environment is not right, but you have the proper support system in place, maybe that support system will allow you to make slight changes to your environment to some degree, right? That's obviously beneficial for
Yes,
you, and eventually you're going to be able to succeed a little bit easier or get to that goal, or and kind of see what's you'll feel it out. There's no one clear way to do something. There's no one clear solution, right? Because everybody is in different they have different lives. Everybody's very different.
yep,
What's going to work for one will not work for another. And just having, again, it goes back to coaching. Coaches understand, some of the roadblocks. They understand how to be able to try to go around them and always
yes.
be that support system. Always, it's the biggest. I think it's the
It's their job.
biggest piece. Yeah, it's the biggest piece for any success. And this is even outside of fitness, even life. People have coaches. Coaches have coaches to get them to the next level because they
You mean
themselves,
therapist,
even therapist, therapist is a coach because it does. They
right?
do
That's what
help
I'm
you.
saying. Therapist,
Therapists is,
right?
yeah. Coaches have coaches. I'm sure therapists have their own coaches to deal with things too.
Right.
But it's allow you to get past whatever is in your own head, whatever your roadblocks are. They allow you to see further and move you along.
Yes,
So that's
absolutely.
that's the takeaway.
That's a good takeaway. I cannot agree more. Just to just to be clear, because you don't like to be like completely clear. Yana and I both coaches. We work together sometimes when it requires a group. So we've been very successful in coaching, training groups and families, and we also separate coaches, and we do coaching online, personal coaching in person, whatever social
We're
distancing.
like a
Yes,
circus, okay? This is like a circus.
yes.
Sometimes you group, sometimes you do separate.
Yes, when we do groups, it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun because if you have a bigger group and you get two coaches, it's good. It becomes effective. It's an effective time that you can spend with a group of people and having two different coaches coach like almost like a team coaching, which is great. So anyway, yes, you need the right support system. You need someone that explains to you, how things are subjectively, and just to succeed, especially in this environment now when everything is changing and we don't know how things gonna shape up going forward. It doesn't mean that you should not think about getting fit or starting a training program or starting a nutrition program. So please take a look at what you're doing now, see what you want to change, send us a comment, let us know how we can help you.
Exactly. Until next time, if you guys have any questions, always send an email, DM, social media, and always subscribe for the latest news.
Moms who lift.